our predictions for the 2023 Dutch Grand Prix. I'm actually buzzing, Tommy, because we're going to be out there, aren't we? We're kitted out with the old Tommy Hilfiger apparel. We're looking suave. You're looking suaver, aren't you?
Our best. Yeah, we've got the gear. And
I have absolutely no idea. Exactly. So we're going to Zandvoort. We're very excited. We'll keep you up to date on everything that is going on over there. Don't you worry. No content will be missing from our beautiful podcast. Right, before we get into these predictions, we have an amazing competition for those of you that live in the Netherlands, okay? You have to be 18 plus, and you have to be in possession of a valid driver license, but that is a hint as to what the prize that Tommy Hilfiger is able to offer you and a +1 at the Zandvoort track. Listen up. You will get to drive the Lamborghini Huracan, the McLaren 570C, and the Formula RP1. You will drive a whopping 21.3 kilometres per car, and lastly, you will get driven around the circuit in a real Renault Clio Cup race car and treated to some ultra-fast laps. All you need to do is click the link if you live in the Netherlands, get your predictions for the top 3, and you may well get an amazing experience that I wish I could enter for, and so does Tommy, don't you, mate?
I am currently looking at moving to the Netherlands so I can enter this competition to win.
Get involved! Right, let's get into biggest good surprise. I have gone for George Russell. I feel like there's been a bit of slander about George Russell's performances, mainly coming out of the mouth of Tom Bellingham recently. And he had a very good 2022 Dutch Grand Prix. Finished only 4 seconds off Max Verstappen at the end of the race. And I feel like this could be the bounce-back race for Mr. Russell.
Interesting. Yeah, 4 seconds off the lead last year. I mean, that's practically a victory now. So my biggest good surprise is Alfa Romeo. I've gone for a team which
you're going to regret it.
Yeah, which you know I'll regret it when
Joke you will win the race.
Yeah, and Bottas finished last. Exactly, but no, I just feel like Alfa Romeo, they had that good Hungarian Grand Prix. I feel like they might deliver something again this time, hopefully actually in the race as well, rather than just qualifying. So yeah, I think Alfa will hopefully be good around there.
Right, biggest flop now. Now this was difficult for me purely because since we last did predictions, we've filmed with 2 Formula 1 drivers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I didn't know which one to pick as to who gets the curse. I have gone for Oscar Piastri because I filmed, Tommy was on holiday, but I filmed with Daniel Ricciardo today, and I am so full of love right now for Daniel Ricciardo that I can't possibly put him as biggest flop. If it happens, I am so sorry. But I'm going to go with Oscar Piastri instead because, it's been a few weeks now. I don't feel as bad. But of course, if the curse is real, one of them is going to have a terrible Grand Prix for Zandvoort. So not looking forward to that because they're both wonderful people.
Logic.
And also as well, McLaren I don't think is going to be very good this weekend. It's not a track that I don't think suits their car,
it's
especially
weird.
that middle and last sector. I don't know. It just seems a little bit too slow.
Biggest flop. I've not gone for Oscar Piastri. I've gone for Pierre Gasly. And that is just based off random vibes that I think Alpine won't be very good, and I had to pick one of them, so I went for Gasly. Or the curse of Gasly doing really well, because my biggest flop normally actually has quite a good race. So there you
Gasly, here we go, on the podium. Love to see it. Pole position now. I've gone for Max Verstappen.
Yes, you can't roast me for mine.
I need points. There is no one else that is getting pole position. I've looked at the weather forecast. It looks rather sunny. There's nothing on the horizon that I think, why do we always say, it might rain, so it's unpredictable? No, that just means Max is on pot. If anything, dry qualifyings are actually a lot closer this year than wet qualifyings. But I still think Max Verstappen will have the edge this weekend. It's his home race. He doesn't need it, but he's going to have an extra few tenths because it's the home race bonus.
Goodness knows how good he could be, unless they ban that DRS like that rumour, but we've not heard yet. And based on that, I've also gone for Max Verstappen, because how can you bet against Max Verstappen for pole at Zandvoort? Because, like I say, he's just... That circuit is on the calendar for him. And it really is.
It is built
and
for him.
He'll have driven so many laps in his career, knows it incredibly well. it's a very Max Verstappen circuit as well, like fast flowing, the banked corners, and he's just unbelievable around there. So yeah, pole position for Max Verstappen.
Let's move to our top 3. In third place, I've gone for Lewis Hamilton. I am fully backing the fact that Mercedes, and this is not because we are sponsored by Tommy Hilfiger this weekend, I promise. This is purely off of facts of last year and how good Mercedes were around Zandvoort. I think it will be a similar trend going into this year as well. Let's not forget, Hamilton was on pole in Hungary. It's not too dissimilar in terms of, I find that there's a few technical parts of Zandvoort, and there is in Hungary as well. And I don't know, I just feel like Mercedes are going to be good this weekend.
So do I. P3 I've gone for Lewis Hamilton. Genuinely as well. As soon as you said that this year, I was like, we're back and we're going to disagree finally. Oh no, we've picked the same. Hopefully it's not the same top 3. Yeah, I've gone for Lewis Hamilton. You said George Russell, biggest good surprise, but I think Hamilton's been the better in the races and stuff like that. So we'll find out.
We'll have to wait and see, won't we? As we go to second place, George Russell. Oh yeah, it's Mercedes 2-3. Russell has a good race, beats Hamilton, not by much, a few seconds. Mercedes are very happy, picking up a lot more points. That's what I see in my mind's eye.
Interesting. For P2, I've gone for Lando Norris, after saying the whole podcast that McLaren won't be as good as they normally are. But
I know you're tired, Tommy, but please, tell me more.
Well, it's not too dissimilar for what you said about similar characteristics to Hungary in a weird way. I looked at Hungary, I remember thinking on paper, McLaren are going to be absolutely awful on there, and then Lando Norris nearly stuck it on pole. So I think Lando Norris could have still a good race, and he's very good at qualifying and putting that car in a good position. And if he does that, Zandvoort is very, 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 very difficult to overtake at. Could be in for a good race. So that's my logic there.
Great. Thanks, Tommy. Let's go to first place then. Finally, it is, of course, Max Verstappen who takes the win. It has to be. Tommy's there. He's going to wave it in my face. And his Ferrari are going to be nowhere. So that's that, isn't it, really? Max Verstappen, P1, congratulations. I hope you're really happy.
For P1, I've gone for Max Verstappen as well. He's obviously, if he does this, he'll have matched Sebastian Vettel's 9 wins in a row. Interesting, though, that neither of us have gone for Sergio Perez in the top 3, despite saying Max is going to win. I just vision Sergio may be struggling again, maybe in qualifying, and then if he does, it's a very difficult circuit to work your way through the pack.
Okay, we now move to our one crazy prediction. I've gone for no safety cars. Now, I think that's quite crazy around a place like Zandvoort, where if you have one beached car in a quite narrow circuit, it's going to be a safety car. So I've gone for none of them.
We've gone for some very... We've not had our usual delusion after the summer break where we come in and we go, you know what? Alonso's winning, Zhou Guanyu second, and Latifi's going to make a comeback and finish third.
We've had a summer break of realisation where we're just laying in a dark room and the Verstappen's going to win everything.
Yeah, because my crazy prediction, if mine comes true as well, it's going to be an absolute banger because I've gone for every car is classified. No DNFs.
We promise that you should tune in to both the Formula One race and also the P1 content. It's going to be great. To be fair, though, when we go for very safe predictions, sometimes we get an interesting result. So let's see what we are anti-cooking at the moment. Now, before we go, we've got 3 crazy predictions from you wonderful lot. We're going to do this every race, so be sure to reply to the graphic that we post on our Twitter or Instagram, @P1Tommy. The first one comes in from Andy Fleet 22. Piastri to get his first proper podium. Okay. I mean, he'll be happy with that so that he doesn't have to constantly flaunt a plaque that he got from the sprint race and it saying second on it, because I feel like he was, I wouldn't say milked. No, yeah, he was reasonably milked for that particular thing. And I think that even he, deep down, was like, it's not really a podium though, is it? Like
we went, didn't we, to the McLaren Technology Centre and we interviewed him, and it's an incredible achievement. But when there was the trophy, I think it was maybe next to Lando's trophy, from, I want to say, the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yes.
And then he had his, and his just looked like a kind of Pokemon card on display, didn't it?
The second crazy prediction comes in from Lewis Pig 07. Daniel will get points.
These two predictions don't know that you've just interviewed both of them.
Yeah, that's so true. Now, for those of you that don't know, there is a curse, potentially, quite possibly, of any time we interview a driver. So, fingers crossed. I want Piastri and Daniel to have the greatest race ever, and then we're in the clear.
Yes, needs to happen.
I don't hold out too much hope. If Daniel gets points, that is an unbelievable achievement. And finally, Sem F1. Lewis Hamilton will get his second pole position of the season. That's not out of the realms of possibility either. I know I've backed Russell, but Hamilton, he did it in Hungary. He could definitely do it in Zandvoort as well. But I can't see past Max Verstappen for this one. But I'm not going to say that that's impossible.
I'm very curious to see if this banning of DRS is actually true or not.
Was it supposed to happen for this weekend, or just
I'm not
in general?
I'm not actually sure. I thought they were going to do it for the second half of the season potentially, and you thought we may have heard it by now. I'm not sure.
How do we hinder Red Bull, but in a way that banning DRS in qualifying? Look, Red Bull doing a great job.
It is.
Is there any other reason to ban DRS in qualifying than to hinder Red Bull? I can't see one.
But I think, like you said in one of our other videos that we've done over the summer break, that qualifying is not where they have a problem. Max has started from the back and still finished near the front or at the front or won. So qualifying is not the thing that matters too much, though. Anyway, they don't really tend to set up for it.
So that is about it. That is our predictions for the Dutch Grand Prix. Let us know yours on social media. Thank you to Andy Lewis and Sem F1 for getting involved in the crazy predictions. We are flying out. In fact, we are recording this before we fly out. We're flying out tomorrow, but we'll be flown out by the time this goes out. So that's confusing.
Looking forward to getting there and having a great time and to be back at Zandvoort, because we went to the first one back, didn't we, in 2021. The atmosphere was unbelievable. Fans were amazing. It was insane to be in that crowd. It did feel like the party atmosphere, like it looks like on TV. Very much feels like that in the grandstand. So yeah, going to be exciting.
I've just realised something that's made me slightly smug. And of course, we've partnered with the amazing Tommy Hilfiger for the whole weekend, which means you can't walk around in Max merch. That's amazing.
This is what you've done it all along, haven't you? This is what you've done.
I was like, please, Tommy Hilfiger, please get involved. So Tommy can't wear the cape, please. Right, that is it. Thank you, everybody. Lots of love, and we'll see you in Zandvoort. Can't wait. Bye.
Bye.